Okay, sound fonts. We're gonna speed run this stuff as well. Okay, so I'm gonna be using the Tankman chromatic as a baseline, and basically first, what you want to do is you want to get your chromatic ready. So I have other videos on that. You know where to find them. And then you just want to take this, maybe cut it a little bit for sooner in, so that goes right on the note. Then export that as selected audio, and I'm going to do it in a folder I already have set up, so I don't have to do this 10 more times. It's going to be here, and I have a tutorial folder, and you got to make sure it's saved as a wave, alright, else it's not going to work. And you're going to name this o1.wav. It doesn't have to be o1, but for organization reasons, you should probably do this. And you just save it as o1, and then you do this for every chromatic here, every note, and just like second one, o2, third one, o3, and so on, and just do that until you have all of them. And make sure you always export selected, else it's kind of frustrating when you get it in. So, all right, once you have that, open up. Make sure you install Polyphone. It's a free software. Polyphone. Yes, Polyphone. You're gonna click on create a new sound font. Just name it Tank Guy LMAO. All right. And we're just gonna click this waveform symbol up here, which is the import samples thing. I'm gonna go to this. I'm just gonna do 10 of the samples because, for like, tutorial sake. And we have our samples. Now when it imports them, it imports both the left and right channel if it's a stereo sample. See how they're slightly different? So you can play it here. Now, if I tried looping Tankman's stuff, it doesn't really work that well. But you can zoom in by right-clicking and dragging left, and you can or up and down, left and right, and so on, and zoom in. And then you can right click, left click actually, to set the first looping point. Then you can zoom in somewhere else on the waveform and do that. That's actually sync up pretty well. Alright, so once you have that on the left side or right side, whatever you're doing first, go down here. This is the loop thing. It's the start and end of it. Just copy that, go over to the right channel, paste, copy, paste. Oh, shit. Look at me being stupid. Now, if you're getting clicking like that, you could zoom in and then see how well your waveforms are matching up. This green outline here is where the red one is. And the best thing to do, try to kind of match these up as best you can. Namely, match the beginning. So copy that, paste that. Shit. No, come on. It kind of works for other vocals. I just decided not to bother. So to reset it, you just click this thing here, and it just resets it. So next step. Go to these, and normally chromatic should start on C3, which is 1 octave down below middle C, which and Polyphone, I guess every other sound font too, labels keys with numbers. If you want to know what note a chromatic starts on, you could use math and find out with waveforms and shit. Or you can just send me the audio file on Discord and I'll tell you what it is because I have perfect pitch. So, first thing, C3 would be labeled as 48. So do that. You've now set the root position to 48 on the keyboard. And do that for both samples, both kinds. And then for the next ones, just go up a number. Congratulations! Now you have to do this for the remainder of your notes. This is a tedious process, but it is a necessary one. Else it'll sound really fucky in the sound font. And I can't tab over to the other one too. I gotta do this all manually. But I try to keep it as quick as I possibly can. Tankman has 40 of these notes, by the way. So that's 80 whole. That's 80 samples I had to do this to. Just make sure I got the right note. Nope. Shut the... Yes, okay. Okay. Now our next step is to highlight all the samples and then click this little speaker thing here to add an instrument. We're just going to name it Tankman, or whatever your character's name is. Cool. Now we have our spreadsheet. And you're like, oh my god, what is this? Well, what this is basically all the properties for each sample you have. So you have your samples up here. You got like the global things which affect all the samples all around. You can set the panning for each sample. You can set whether they're looped or not. You can see the root key down here, which is set by the samples. So we want to match up the root key note with the key range here. So we just do that and then tab over. This is a much quicker process because you can just use tab and only use the keyboard. So shit. Cool. So that's all done. Make sure we have everything kosher and good, and we do. Okay. So now once we have that, we can select Tankman. And again, if you do loop, make sure the loop playback on the global is enabled. You can do that by just right-clicking and or double-clicking and doing that. I don't, so I'm just going to delete that. So you just highlight your instrument and you go up to this quaver or the note. It's called the quaver. That's what it's actually called. Click Add Preset, Tankman, and now you have your preset. You can see the key range 48 to 57, and now this should work. I don't know. This is about the base, like all I know of my knowledge. You can increase what bank it's in, what preset it is. A bank is basically like, so with some sound fonts you have like this, the first drop down, which is like contains like pianos, strings and stuff. Then you hover over pianos and it brings up all the instruments. That's basically what that is. So you can select what bank it's in and then the preset. I wouldn't worry about it since it's only going to be for your character, assuming that this is what this is for. So save it. Tank guy. Alright, cool. So now we have our sound font. You can actually test if it works by clicking on this virtual keyboard and seeing if it'll actually pop up. It's not wanting to for me. So to test it out, I'm just going to boot up LMMS because it has a built-in sound font player, which is nice. Oh, cool. That booted up right away. Sound font, that. I'm going to go to the file, desktop, there, tank guy. And it should work. There we go. It's a little quiet, so I'm just going to turn up the gain. Cool. We have our Tankman sound font. I actually made a proper one. So now we can... That was my speaker. Let's see, I think that's like what, 180? No, I think it's like 160. Yeah. Let's see. Is it go an octave lower? Let's see. Is it... Yeah, that's sound fonts. Thank you for watching.